Yep. Caitlin, what are you doing?
I'm cooking.
You're cooking.
I'm trying to. The spice isn't coming out. But...
We are just about set up here at camp. We got our picnic table laid out. We're cooking dinner. Got our campfire grill going. Welcome to our 2020 New England Road Trip Series. The COVID-19 pandemic of 2020 has made travel very difficult on everyone, including us. Most years, we take a road trip to go visit friends and family in Vermont and Maine. We usually do the trip in the summer as the New England winters make planned travel there unpredictable and unpleasant. We had initially wanted to wait until the pandemic died down, but it was clear to us that Americans in general were unwilling to make the sacrifices needed to beat the virus, so the pandemic raged on all summer. As the end of the summer was rapidly approaching, we decided to go ahead and plan the trip anyway, taking all precautions that we could in the weeks leading up to the trip to keep the virus from infecting us. We also knew that this wasn't going to be our normal trip. We had to take measures to avoid catching and/or spreading the virus while on the road. During the trip, our plan was to avoid big cities, stay away from all forms of public transportation, use drive-thrus as much as possible, make as few stops as possible, and avoid contact with other people as much as possible. Because of this, hotels were out, so we had to bring our own lodging. We don't own a camper, so tenting was our best option for that. Our tent was going to be our house for the entirety of the trip. All of those efforts did pay off, though, as we did not contract nor spread COVID-19 during this trip. But enough about the virus. We got a very early start on day one of our trip, leaving about an hour before sunrise. We had about 10 hours of driving to do to reach our campground just outside of Binghamton, New York. We normally drive up I-95 and do some touristing in one of the big cities on the East Coast between Washington, D.C. and Boston. But this year, we're avoiding all those cities by taking a much more rural route up Interstate 81. All right, here we are in the car for a road trip. We're actually several hours into the road trip already. We're in southern central Pennsylvania, just off Interstate 81. I'm not even sure what town we're in, but we just crossed over into Pennsylvania, what, half hour ago?
Yeah. We ain't in North Kakalaki anymore.
No, we're not in North Kakalaki anymore. So the car is packed. As you can see, we're about 3 hours away from our destination for today, a campground just over the Pennsylvania-New York border. Been pretty uneventful so far. We haven't really had anything happen. Interstate 81 is a much quieter, much more scenic route to get up north than going up I-95. So that's the route we've chosen. Heading up to Vermont first, and we'll get there sometime tomorrow. We're staying at a campground tonight. Other than that, we're just driving today. There's really nothing else going on. So we should be getting there about 3 p.m. It's, well, it's actually, we'll be getting there about 4 p.m. It's 1:45 now, and the GPS says we got about 3 more hours to go. So, all right, let's hit the road. We'll talk. Our first traffic jam of the day. Not bad, 10 hours in. Our campground was tucked deep in the hills just outside Binghamton, New York. We arrived there around 4 p.m., which allowed us to get set up, enjoy some great camp food, and settle in for a nice relaxing evening around the campfire. Caitlin, what are you doing?
I'm cooking.
You're cooking.
Trying to. The spice isn't coming out.
We are just about set up here at camp. We got our picnic table laid out. We're cooking dinner. Got our campfire grill going. Everything's going. We're going to do burgers and dogs. Got some veggies cut up. Got some potato salad, macaroni salad to go with it. So yeah, we're set up here at camp. We got the tent set up and we're underneath the canopy here in case it rains. We got our hammock set up, which I'm going to thoroughly enjoy later. They said the water is a lot higher than it normally is because it's been raining a lot lately. But this is the view at our campsite. And what a view it is. You got the office over there in the swimming area. And we are right here on the waterfront. So there's a lot of people that are probably set up here for the weekend. We're just here for the one night. And after we get done our burgers and dogs, we've got, can't do a campsite without s'mores, which we're going to do around the campfire. But yeah, this is our tent. It's a new tent. And we basically created one big giant bed with all the air mattresses. And that's our sleeping arrangements. The dogs are on the grill. Sitting down for some camping dinner at our campsite in upstate New York. So we have to be super careful, particularly at my parents' house, to make sure that we don't end up infecting them. So that's why we chose to do the tent route. We're going to stay in the tent all week. We're going to stay outside their house and go inside their house as little as we can possibly go. That's the plan for the week. Oh, they got a hayride.
That's cute.
Cool. That's a noisy tractor.
Yeah, it is.
The tractor is on the other side of the lake. It's fire time. Oh, fail.
That is such a mess.
I am one step ahead of you.
Oh yeah.
Shouldn't be too. Ladder up.
See, it didn't even do much.
It's not explosive like.
It's just a quick burner.
Yeah.
It's just a quick burner, don't worry about it.
Like fire. It's pretty though.
Yep. Fire is lit. Now that is a fire.
Oh, don't take credit for that. With poured lighter going all over it.
How you doing?
It's bright.
What are we doing?
I'm making s'mores, but that's bright.
That's red hot.
Can I get a graham cracker and a chocolate?
Oh, it's glowing. Touch it.
Ooh, no, thank you.
I dare you. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, second full day of our vacation. First full day that we don't have to drive at least 9 hours. Looks like a beautiful morning. Doesn't appear to be a cloud in the sky. So, kids are still in bed. I'm just getting up. Probably gonna go fly the drone a little bit while I wait for them to get going. And just kind of capture the essence of the morning. After a relaxing morning of laying around in the hammock, drone flights, breakfast, and then finally packing up the car, we hit the road around 11 a.m. bound for our final destination in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont, where my parents live. It was another scenic ride through the hills of eastern upstate New York, followed by a drive through the Green Mountain National Forest in Vermont. After a stop to pick up some takeout pizzas in nearby Littleton, Hampshire, we arrived at my parents' house a little after 6 p.m. We spent the rest of the evening catching up with them, and then the better part of the next couple days simply relaxing at their house.
Wait, was that a quarantine notice?
Yep. Join us in the next video where we get out of my parents' house for an afternoon of drone flights over some of the more scenic areas near their house. Then, after a few days of visiting and quarantining with them, we hit the road again and travel to Maine, where we catch up with more friends and family there. We'll see you next time.